Welcome back, guys, to another episode of The Breakthrough, and we have the magical Maggie K in the house today. It's such a mouthful. And she is here to help us tap back into our magic, unleash our creativity, and help navigate us back into feeling whole again. Just tell everyone and tell us a little bit about your speciality, what it is, where you shine, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Well, my specialty, you could say, is helping women return to their wholeness. So the way that manifests in life, the most three common ways of not being in our wholeness is our career, our relationships with men, and our relationships with food. So I've found that those are the three things that women desire to move through, and those are the three things that I work with my clients on. And so I created my first course on the relationship with men, on figuring out what the pattern is that's keeping you attracting the same wrong man over and over and over. It really comes down to a place that you're not loving yourself, which is then a pathway to furthering your wholeness. And then now my course is on helping women find their unique magic and turning that into their purpose, because that, being in your purpose, is a recipe for wholeness as well.
Perfect.
I don't even know which way to
so
go.
many questions.
I'm like, do we go down the men route, or do
know.
we go down finding your own magic and then capitalizing on that? I don't.
Maybe start with the magic.
Yeah.
I've start with the magic.
That's what magic.
Okay, so how do you? And that's my favorite word in the world is magic.
Totally.
Anything magical, I love it.
Magical.
Okay, so for someone that doesn't feel whole or is always searching to how we, get to feel whole or enough.
Yeah.
Where's a good place to start? How do you know what your magic is? And talk us through a little bit about
how you find
where
it.
one would start if we're not in tune with our magic yet.
First step to being in your magic is to becoming whole. And so that would take me to the second step, which is how do you actually become whole?
Yes, exactly.
Which is often the most easy to figure out through where you're not whole.
Okay.
Which actually,
Starting there
is what I've found to be the easiest way. Starting there, but with the knowing that there's no problem to be fixed. You're not broken, you're not wounded, you're not wrong. You are just disconnected from an aspect of yourself that is your birthright.
Okay, so it's not that you're not missing anything. You already have it in you, but you're maybe not accessing it all.
Yes.
Or
haven't discovered it.
Yes, you're not embracing your full self.
Embracing.
Because that's, I think, also a misconcept as well. And people think like, how do you get to be enough? But you're not trying to get to be enough, are you? You already are enough.
It's about rerouting that process that we've been so deeply ingrained within ourselves to see what it is that I'm reaching for, and instead of reaching for it from the outside, give it to ourselves on the inside. And that's how you return to your wholeness, which then causes you to find your magic.
Okay, so can you give a little demonstration?
Yeah,
talk us so everyone can understand what would be the process. So with Jess and I, where would you start?
A good way to start is by asking yourself, what is it that you want?
I just want to feel that peace just because I'm alive and I'm here, and it's magical and a miracle. And I just want that to be enough for me, so I feel peaceful and so grateful to be alive, rather than, well, I'll be extra grateful and extra happy when my career takes off or when this happens. And so I've been dealing with that syndrome for a long time.
So what I hear you saying is you want more inner peace, you want more presence, and you want to stop thinking that you need something on the outside to prove your worth.
Absolutely, and to enjoy life to the fullest.
So peace and presence, we can summarize with.
So
So the first step would be identifying what it is that you want, with the reminder that you already have it. You've just unconsciously been cutting yourself off from it. You've been blocking yourself off from your own wholeness, because we are all whole and complete. That's how we were born. It's our natural state. And then something happened around 6 years old, a trauma, anywhere between 0 and 6, a trauma occurs in which you take on the belief that you're not everything that you want to be. And that's when your ego is developed. So,
and self-awareness and getting it wrong and getting it right.
Exactly.
And we get in our heads and
we start telling ourselves it's not safe to be who I am. It's not safe to be me. The world is not safe.
Stories begin.
I can't express love in the way I want to, so I'm going to put on this mask. I'm going to create this other identity so that I can fit into the world and keep myself safe.
Got it.
And that's when you take on the belief that you're not whole. So your peace and your presence is your birthright. So you've just cut yourself off from it. So what is in the way of you giving yourself your own inner peace and your own presence now in the moment?
Well, there's a couple of things that I think. I have a limiting belief that I've had for a long time around how my life is supposed to be. So I'm attached to what I think my life is supposed to be, and that keeps me in a space of having always expectations, having to reach certain things before I feel what I want to feel. The other thing as well is that I've been in my mind for so long and finally wanting to get out of it and be in my heart and present. However, I've gotten so used to being in my mind, I'm now scared that if I'm not in my controlled head that keeps me safe and keeps me out of trouble, if I'm untamed and wild and totally present, I'm wild, and I know that of myself.
That's one of the main key points, is that the identity we've created to keep ourselves safe from the world is just a protection mechanism. So what we label as our lower self, or as our shadow self, or the parts of ourselves that we try to push away and pretend like they're not real, is actually just trying to protect you from getting hurt. So instead of pushing it away, what we're doing right now is bringing it in and looking at it so it can be healed and loved and integrated back into wholeness. That's literally what we're doing, is you're like, okay, so I cut myself off from my own peace and my own presence. I put it outside here. It's a fragmented version of myself. So hey, what are you? Let's talk. So you actually want to feel safe living in your heart, and you want to feel safe being free.
Safe whilst I'm free.
What we would do next would be, so the first step would be identifying what it is that you want that you're not giving yourself. The second step would be, what are you doing that's blocking you from that? The third step could be figuring out what you're trying to protect yourself from. What are you trying to protect yourself from? What's your worst fear?
Ironically, and I thought about this the other day, my worst fear is not being free. Ironically, so I'm scared that if I'm really free, I will have my freedom taken away from me, because I'll be so free that I'll mess something up, or the law or someone has a power over me on a physical realm, and I will have my freedom taken away. That's one of my fears.
Are you having your freedom taken away now by yourself?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a conflicting belief here. All you want is your freedom, but you're not willing to give yourself your freedom.
Totally.
Right?
Yes.
Ooh. So when you go in and you actually talk to the voice and you see, like, what are you? It usually doesn't make sense. There's a conflicting belief, because it's your child self trying to keep you safe, but you're not your child anymore. So you just want to go in and ask the voice, hey baby, what is it? Really what we're doing right now is we're taking that piece of ourselves and being like, let's talk. So that we can realize that it doesn't actually make sense anymore, and we can let it go. So now you see that there's an aspect of yourself that's keeping you stuck in this confine of being safe, but actually it's keeping you blocked from your
prisoned, and I'm not feeling, and it's miserable.
Right.
Yeah, it's not freeing.
And what does that voice need in order for it to be feeling safe, that it can be released, and a new operating system can be brought in? So it needs peace and safety. It needs peace and presence.
Yes.
With yourself. So then what you'd want to do is create a ritual with yourself, daily affirmations, daily practice, daily presence, where you give yourself the peace in your presence, and you give that voice peace and presence for it to continue to be able to unglue itself from you. Because if you don't want this operating system, the operating system that says it's not safe to be free, you don't want this one, then you want to replace it by weaving in a new one.
Okay.
So the new one is what you're writing right now, which is integrating practices for more peace and more presence in your life.
Whatever their limiting belief is, or whatever their block is, you are there to help them
from the inside out.
Starting with what they want.
Starting with what they want. And figuring out why they don't have it, and then creating systems, both inner practices and outer action steps, to be able to then become that person in physical reality, in the inside, all the way through the out.
Yes. Okay, so what's your, just out of interest, if you don't mind me asking, because you seem to have. Yes.
But wait, you almost didn't get to your
You almost
nugget.
had a breakthrough,
You
Charlie.
almost had a breakthrough. Isn't this a
I
breakthrough
wonder if
show?
I'm subconsciously
I
deflecting
know.
right now.
But good thing I'm a coach and I'm holding you accountable.
She's not the only coach.
That's okay.
Just saying.
So the old system that you were running as truth was that if I'm too wild, I will be in trouble.
Yes. So my old belief was, I can have whatever I want if I truly believe, with the power of belief in my heart and my mind, and it will just happen when the time is right. Now I'm like, I don't know how much work I'm supposed to do, how much I want to manifest. If the universe will, if it's meant to be, it will just come. If I'm supposed to create it myself.
Invitation for you would be to just allow this part of the process to unfold naturally, and just go about life and play with it. Allow life to become a game, or you're like, I'm gonna wake up and today I'm going to practice creating my reality this way and see what happens. Tomorrow I'm gonna do it this way. And it's literally a game. We live in a conscious playground, and you create the rules. And so just have fun with it. And there is no right or wrong. That's the thing. I could tell you my opinions based on my own evidence that have worked for manifesting. I can tell you that as truth, but that's my truth. And we're all different. We all manifest very differently. So my way might not be your
work
way.
for me. Yeah.
So you know what to do because you used to have the skills, you said.
Right.
You just got information overload.
Exactly. And then now doubted, and there's this fear of doing it wrong, and the fear behind that is, what if I don't get what I truly want and desire because I've done it wrong? So I have a story playing in my head that I do things I might get it wrong, missing out. And I don't want to get it wrong, which is why I put pressure on getting it right, which is why I then don't make any decisions.
And you're not free.
And which
And I'm not
relates
free.
back to the original core belief, which is that if I'm too free, I'll get in trouble. If I get it wrong, I'll get in trouble.
Yes,
Right.
It's definitely a thing around getting
See,
it
it
wrong.
all comes back to the same. It always comes back to the same core foundation of what you're telling yourself at your core, what your child self is still telling you to yourself.
Wow.
99% of the time, anything that you're feeling, you can just shortcut straight to, is it that thing? Is it a tentacle of that main thing?
Yeah.
We don't have that many new belief systems. It's all recycled thoughts.
Yeah.
So if you can find your core, then you can, anytime you feel a dip in your frequency, anytime you doubt yourself, anytime the world isn't working for you, you can ask yourself, where am I in that process? Is this coming to the surface in any degree? And usually 99% of the time, yes.
Right. And then what?
So you rewrite your story. So when you catch it coming up, you then replace it with the new story, with the new soundtrack, the new operating system.
Which would be, for instance, in my case, which would be it would be reassuring myself that there is no wrong.
Yes.
Whatever I
Wrong.
do is just a learning experience. But
Well, first let's land the mantra so that you have that for
I
yourself.
love it. Definitely, coach, keeping me right on track.
So it's, you said something about playing and you can't get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So it's safe to play. I cannot fail. Something like that. And find your own words.
So I'm just here to play.
Yeah.
I'm here to play, and there's no right way.
Exactly.
There's no. I'm
You
here to
can't-
play, and there's no right way.
Yes.
I smell a breakthrough.
There we go. There's the nugget.
So would Jess have to identify what feeling she wants to get when she'd get the talk show,
Well, yeah. What's it gonna
and then
feel like?
attain that now?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
What's it gonna feel like to have that talk show?
Pride that I did it,
Mm-hmm.
right? That the sacrifices were worth it. Obviously the stability, the financial stability, and that comfort or the illusion of the stability that finance,
Yeah.
money brings, and less worry. Just, it's gonna be fine. You did it. Like, I want my goals to come to fruition because I know my potential, and if they don't, I feel like I haven't reached my potential. Because why was my gut leading me there in the first place if I wasn't meant to do that? And maybe it is because there's something along the path that, and it's something that happened in the path that I needed to get to.
Right.
And
That's
thinking
so
about the
interesting,
goal.
hearing your goals. It's so different to mine.
Yeah, I want to just the, obviously the work itself brings me happiness, of course. That's obvious. But that feeling of like, you did it, you're okay, like, you followed your gut,
That's it. What you just said right there in the last 10 seconds, you did it, you're there, that's the feeling.
Okay.
So
That's
that
what
would
you
be
wanna
the
give
feeling
yourself.
that Jess would want to
Yeah.
feel
You want to
every
give
day.
you want to start your day from that place. Because if you start your day from the feeling of I want to have pride, that's outside yourself, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Right? So then you wake up in the morning and you're like, I want to feel like this is worth it. I'm
Yeah.
searching outside myself for the feelings and for the goals to be met. When in fact, then you're going to be searching outside yourself all day.
Forever.
Right.
Nothing is going to make you feel enough.
Right.
You could get the husband you want, you get the career that you want, you get the body that you want. You're always going to still be wanting more because it's outside yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a never moving target thing again.
Always a moving target.
Yes.
You're constantly chasing the carrot.
Yeah.
So it's identify what it is that you're searching outside yourself for and giving it to yourself, which you just did. You brought yourself through the whole
So
cycle.
how did you identify that it was that, not that she needs to? that
Because
Jess
you were
needs to-
finally speaking from your center and from you giving it to yourself on the inside. All the things
Yeah.
you said before was the validation, the security, all
fear,
outside.
Fear, is that fear-based?
It's externally motivated.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's once again seeking for wholeness outside.
Yeah.
You cannot. You can't get it there.
So then was there a shift? So when Jess was speaking about like,
Yeah.
I did it, and that comes
Yeah.
from within.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the feeling
Yeah,
that she
good
would
question.
want to.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you got in, you started feeling it
Yeah.
in the inside what it's going to feel like. So then that's how you start your day. You start your day by filling yourself up with what you want to feel, who you truly are, and then you go about your day. Your cup's full versus empty, searching for it to be filled up from the outside in. It's not a one size fits all. Self-love is not a go buy yourself roses and take a bath. It works for everyone. Yeah. Bullshit. No. It's you got to listen to the part of yourself that's coming up and asking to be loved, acknowledging the voice.
Yes.
Sitting with it, witnessing it, to then hear what it actually needs. And then giving it to yourself. And the giving it to yourself, a lot of people think, how do I do that? How do I do that? And it's actually a lot more simple than you think. It's literally just by being in the space with it, asking it what it needs, and asking it how. It will tell you. Yeah. It will tell you right away. It's just, and then it's about you actually doing it. So that's
and keeping that consistency up.
Yeah. That's where having solid inner practices with yourself, having a morning practice where you hold the space for yourself to be witnessed and give yourself what you need, becomes really effective. And that's like, there's a proactive, I talk about this a lot with my clients, there's a proactive practice where in the morning you wake up and you do an inventory of where are you at. And if there's anything that isn't feeling good, then you give it a chance to be witnessed, and then you give yourself what you need, and then you proceed from a full cup. That's a proactive practice. Then the reactive practice would be to be aware of that voice, and if it ever comes up throughout the day, you then instantly come in and give it what it needs. So you're being hyper aware, you're stalking yourself, you're not allowing any negative seeds to be planted to then be manifested as a big tree of negativity.
So you catch it when it comes up, and then you replace it with what you want to create, what you want to feel.
You replace it with what you want to create if you're able to go there. And if you need to go through it and give it what it needs, you give it you witness it, you give it what it needs, and then you replace it with the mantra.
And you just keep doing that over and over.
And then you literally watch your entire reality shift.
Wow, there you go, guys. You are so...
That was enlightening.
Very... You're so articulate with your very powerful.
Right now I have 2 courses available. One that takes you through the process like we just discussed with men, and the other one with career and identifying your magic. There will be a third on food, and then I'm going to continue it on. I'm going to be creating a whole membership program for women to be able to come on and have an online platform to go through all of these different processes that they need.
Right now, where can they find you though?
MaggieK.com.
Easy. And your Instagram?
K-A-Y, Maggie K, MAGGIEKAY.com. Instagram is Maggie K Life. So find me on there, add me, stay in touch.
And if you have any questions, any questions come up for you guys after watching this, are they cool to just straight into the comments? They might have a bunch of questions.
Absolutely. And I do offer one-off sessions if you just want to be held through the process I just held you through, to go through that beginning stage. I can do
just to give them a Kickstarter.
To give them a Kickstarter, exactly.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Loved it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching another episode of The Breakthrough, and we hope that you actually had a breakthrough from this. I feel like you will. I feel like I did.
I did, you did,
we did. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye.